did. Is this even working? I think it's working. Okay. Test 1, 2. Okay, it's working. I think. Doesn't show that little green thing now. I'm gonna check the YouTube and see if that's actually on. Boop, 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 boop. Oh. Yeah, it's on. Good. Interesting. This could be a little smaller. Message. Alright, anyway. Snark. Okay. Hey, if you're watching now, let me do the intro. Howdy and aloha. Welcome to Manata. The earth and you are ohana. We hope you stay and talk. Howdy and aloha, everybody. This is James with Montauk. I know climate change is crap. There's a lot of proof to back that up. But we do have a pollution problem. And if you've swam in the Pacific Ocean or tried to swim in Kanawha Valley in West Virginia, which you can't, because your skin will melt off, this has got something has to be done. The lakes, rivers, ponds, places that I used to swim in when I was a kid were fine. Now they're bad. There's a big thing now, and I got snort coming on here pretty soon. There's a big push for nuclear. And I'm going to stay on the side of just sanity. And hey, Snark, I'm going to stay on the side of sanity, and I'm going to say the waste from nuclear, why, you don't have to answer this, I'm kind of getting somewhere. So why do we need to bury it? You know, I mean, I was protesting back in California in 2015, and all these protests here to stop this stuff from happening, these containers. And I'll show you, let's see if I can get this here. Wait a second. That's right. Where did I just saw it. Right here. So this picture right here, you can see this little picture right here. I'm not going to make it any bigger. I'll just make it bigger here. We were protesting because the containers they were using, well, it's interesting that they have to put something in a container to protect it from the environment, for one. Think about that. Why would you need to put something in a container? You know, I know the answers to these questions, but I'm just saying. So what they did is about 140 feet from the ocean, you know, half of a football field, there are these containers, and they are there. And they were just installed, as a matter of fact, completely installed. I just had it here. Just give me a second. Oh, it's not there. Where did I get that? Hang on. Yeah, here it is, right here. That was done in June 9th, 2023 is when they broke ground and had them installed. Let's listen to what she has to say.
Also long term. So today they just announced they've awarded $26 million in funding to 13 different organizations to study the issue. So here's some of what we heard.
We know that not everyone is going to be open to this, obviously. And this is
why
the process that we are announcing today, this phase 1, is so important. It is perhaps the most important part of being able to ensure that we have communities willing to raise their hand. And this step is out of respect to communities, to tribes,
I'm still not hearing
to
anything from
states,
you
to
two.
municipalities. It is working with them to show them what how this can be done, how it can be done safely.
It just must be me.
There's probably a delay.
And so the awardees to study this issue include universities and groups in 12 different states, as well as the District of Columbia. California has one of those organizations. You may remember last year the Department of Energy announced plans to move forward with what they call consent-based siting. You heard Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm just referencing that. So basically finding and working with communities interested in storing nuclear waste for the interim until a long-term plan is developed. Last year the Department of Energy announced...
Okay, so let me give people a little perspective here. This is, and I'm going to bring it up here, San Onofre, California. Onofre, California. Sorry, I'm just trying to show them something real quick. All right. So that nuclear plant is shut down. It's been shut down for a while. Okay? And...
Be ready to go back to that picture.
I will. Thank you very much. So the thing is, yeah, interrupt anytime, but let me just show you. I'm going to show you guys what's going on here. So This is lowers where they have the surfing contest, the championship surfing contest for the World Surf League, right? Where this red dot is, that's lowers, and then there's uppers, and it's just a really popular surf spot. I've surfed there, I don't know, a bazillion times when I was younger. I think the last time I surfed there was when I was still surfing in 2015. Probably 2018. No, probably 2017. I think is the last time I went down there and tried to paddle around. I was at Doheny, but anyway. So those containers are just below here where it says San Onofre. Now what's interesting, and the problem that the people had, was other countries, when they bury this nuclear waste, were using, I think it was 8 to 10 inch drums of steel or whatever lining they were using, and capped, and they would have lasted for a bazillion years or something. These were 4 to 5 inches, which were less. And people were concerned about the waste. And the problem is if you know about Fukushima in 2011, you'll know that all it took was a little tidal wave or a little tsunami. It's a little tsunami that destroyed that area. That actually destroyed the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant, units 1 and 2. And by the way, those reactors are still burning to this day, just like Chernobyl is. It's just melting into the ground because of the damage that was done. So they're taking that waste, and what Fukushima did, what Daiichi plant, which they've done and they're doing, is they're pouring millions and millions of barrels or gallons or whatever of this nuclear waste into their coasts. Nobody fishes in that area for 100 or so miles. It's bad. You can't. You just. The problem I have with the problem I have with nuclear is, if it's so clean, then why do we need to put it in a 8 to 10 inch sealed container, which, and if it's so pure, and it's I mean, they have all these people now that are saying, oh, they have new technologies and this, and no, they don't. No, they don't. Everything's basically the same, that as far as I can see or I've heard, and nothing's really changed. A lot of mines that are out in Arizona and some other places, I think they store this stuff, these barrels of waste that are just soaking in through the ground and actually getting into a few aquifers, underground water canals. But yeah, I used to surf there all the time, and this is just getting worse and bad. So I know people want to label nuclear as safe and effective, but that's the thing. It's not safe and effective. Okay? So that's where I am with this.
Well, go back to the pictures you
Yeah.
had up.
Yeah, I will, right now.
Go up to the one with a little vent on top of the features.
The little vent.
Okay. So there you have the casks, and on top of them it shows a mesh vent.
Okay, wait. I'll go down here. It was right, one of these ones right here. Right there.
Yeah, I'm trying to look over to see.
Sorry, I think it's this picture right here. The vents on each. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah,
Right.
it hasn't caught up on the YouTube yet.
I know, but if I put it on Zoom, nobody can see or hear it.
Yeah.
It's weird with OBS. But anyway.
So I also
So there's the containers are below these things, and there's vents. I don't know how they store them, but go ahead. Snork. By the way, Snork's here. Mitchell. He's an engineer. He's with one of the Iowa colleges out there. He's extremely knowledgeable about engineering and all that good stuff. And I told him he'd come on and we kind of go over this stuff. But thank you for being here, Snork.
I have a little bit of knowledge of nuclear, not a lot.
Yeah.
So what are you taking a look at? Why would there be vents on a casket?
I've got it up now. Sorry.
I know, and it's taking forever.
No. I click back and forth. There'll be a thing about.
And
Anyway, go ahead.
in the meantime, I've got another thing I'll throw up later.
Okay.
So we have to know, what are we trying to contain? Now, I only brought up some small thing, but there's special meaning to radioactive. You notice there's vents on it.
Yeah.
What's the containment?
I don't. I yes. There's a hole obviously at the top of it.
Okay, but note there's vents. Now I'm going to share something.
Okay.
Let's see. Zoom seems to have changed a little bit. So I'm going to switch to a radium decay chain.
Okay.
So radioactive
Yeah,
means that it's
go ahead
constant.
and pull up your. You can share.
Changing.
Can you
Yeah,
share?
it's coming.
Okay.
But radioactive means it's constantly changing.
I want to make sure.
Now, this isn't something I've made up. This is from NIST, the National Institute. Let's see, what is it? National Institute of Standards and Technology. So I'm doing a share.
There you go.
Can you see a radium decay chain popping up?
I sure can.
Okay. So radioactive materials are constantly changing. They're constantly going through decay states. Now, this is just radium. This is something found in basements and stuff like this. I can't remember which isotope. I just pulled up one, just pull up a decay chain.
Okay.
So every time there's a radiation event, so there's a certain number of times. So it says after 1,600 years, there will be a decay event, and it will give off an alpha particle, and it will become, the radium will become radon. So we go from a solid metal to a gas.
Oh.
What if I wanted to get rid of it? So the policy of Fukushima is, if I dilute it enough, it's no longer there.
Right.
Okay, what am I doing with the decay chain if I see vents on it? Now, I might not be perfectly certain of everything, but one of the things is, if I've got a decay chain that goes to a gas, am I using that part where it's going to a gas? Am I using that to dilute it into the atmosphere?
Yeah, you're using the breathable air to dilute it.
To
I
let
guess.
some of it go away.
Yeah.
So then the next stage is it turns into polonium. Polonium's pretty poisonous. After
Isn't that good?
after 3 days, it decays into polonium, and then after 3 days, or after 26 days, goes through another alpha decay, turns to lead.
Right.
But it's not a stable lead. So first, the next mishap that most of us have is we think of the periodic table as the 108 elements, and it's really not. So like there's 200 species of uranium. So it's like each place on the chart is a family of isotopes.
Okay.
So, and each of them be dedicated with their name plus how many neutrons they have. So as we go down through this, we have a turn where it goes to bismuth. We have a turn where it'll go to for 16 milliseconds. Then
Do you have a pointer? Do you have a pointer?
Oh, let's see if I can do this.
Yeah.
So
There you
this
go.
is radium.
Right.
This is radon. Then it goes to polonium. Then it goes to lead. 19 minutes later. Is it 19 minutes? 19 months. Minutes. Minutes. It's minutes.
Right.
So 19 minutes later, it goes to bismuth. Pepto-Bismol.
It's the same thing. I don't know.
It's one of the bismuth family of
Okay.
isotopes.
Right.
Then it gives a beta decay. Beta decay is most likely, so of the options they gave me, most likely would cause my wife's cancer. So we all have this terrible fear of gamma radiation. But different radiations inside the body are bad too. So if you happen to get a particle inside the body, all these particles decaying, and whatever these particles in the decay, the little decay part can cause other things to go wild.
Ooh.
So it really becomes a nuclear pinball machine. So after that, we go back to polonium again, back to lead again, and it just keeps on going down. It takes many years before it becomes stable.
Oh, so those minutes turn into years.
Yeah, and that's just
So
and
that's 206 years. So
but
oh
it's not everything. It's on average. So some of them are going to take
oh
longer, some are going to take less. Now, that's just one decay.
right.
Now, let me pull up the decay chain for uranium 235.
Uh-huh.
Decay chain. So I'm not making this up. Decay
Of
chain,
course not. That's,
uranium
we try not to here at Montauk.
235. This is a very active one.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm still getting over a cough. Um, that's a European Nuclear Society.
All
This
right.
is everything uranium goes through.
Okay.
It's decay chain. So as we go down through this, let's see, can we zoom in on this? And can I zoom in any farther? So,
I can. I just make it bigger on the.
well, the better I give you some good. Um, oh, I can move this. I need to give you a good thing to be able to blow up. So we need to go to zoom.
No, I mean I can make that your picture you're sharing bigger, for sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it starts off as uranium 238,
Right.
and these are all the different types of nuclear decay. These are all the different types of particles it's
Okay.
given off as.
What are we talking? Just sorry. Just give me a second. Are we talking? I'm strictly talking about the waste from nuclear plants. Is
This would
this
be
it?
from a reactor.
Okay.
No, this is one of them.
What do you mean one of them? Oh, in the family?
Like I said, as soon as they go into the nuclear reactor, what they hit becomes different, and they all go through a whole family of decay chains.
Oh, Jesus.
So this is one.
Kind of cool.
So as you're going down through these different parts of it, some things are solid, some things are gas. Look at this. Bang, 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 gas. So if I have a container and it's open,
With a vent.
then if I have, some of these, like I said, they start getting crisscrossed because they can go multiple ways. But it's very tough to have a container and still have. So this is 236. That would be out to 232, and you can see they're all going through a whole bunch of other things as they're decaying. And some of these are very long. These don't have all the times and stuff in them.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I said when I saw the events, I'm like, what?
Yeah, just that. Well, I didn't know. I thought they were going to bury them completely. And the biggest question now is, um, are you done with your sharing?
Yeah. Let me get it off so I can cough.
No worries. Yeah, I just coughed in one of my shirts, like one of those shirts, just kind of muffle it. But so what my biggest concern is 100% containment. What I didn't hear you.
No 100% containment.
That doesn't happen.
Doesn't happen. No matter what you do, in the different phases, it can get out.
Uh-huh.
It can change the container it's in. So there's no container that's immune to the radioactive either. So what they tried to do, um, in New Mexico, was they tried to bury it in kitty litter, and I wish I was not. I wish I was making it up.
You're not kidding. I know,
I'm not
that's
kidding.
So sad.
But they specified a kitty litter that would have absorbed it over a long period of time.
Uh-huh.
Somebody decided to change money instead of using that expensive kitty litter and used a flammable kitty litter. So we have a material that's making its own heat. We have tons of it, many tons of it stored. And
It's like a ticking time bomb. Is that what you're saying?
it already went off.
What? Do you know the name? Can I look? I'll look it up. What's it called?
Yeah. T. Let me look it up again. Yeah.
Uh,
I'm thinking of.
okay. But since we're looking at that, I'm just going to ask you a question because I like asking questions. So there are 73 vaults and 50 additional canisters storing 16,000 metric tons of spent fuel at San Onofre nuclear power plant. That's as of October 23 when they finally finished this project. It took 8 years, right? Because they decided they were going to do it in 2015. But so we're talking a level of radiation. I mean, let me ask you this question. Could I sleep next to there and be fine? I mean, let's just say I wanted to camp there for a month, and I wanted to sleep between those two vents, between a few of the vents. Do you think I would be hurt in any way, shape, or form?
I would not consider it safe.
I would not. I wouldn't recommend that. Is that what you say? Yeah. So.
Yeah, no official report from me.
Yeah, but that's my point. I mean, however they want to paint this, I think nuclear in space is fine. Nuclear reactor propulsion, that's fine. Because, you're in dead of space, and if it ignites, a half a light year away, then I don't have a fucking problem with it. But when you're taking this kind of energy and this kind of source of power that really produces a very volatile mass.
It's one of these things.
Poison, in a sense.
It starts off.
It's just wrong.
It starts off in the design as being safe. Just like I said, one person decided to save money and use kitty litter. It had to be a non-flammable.
Do you have the link on that? I got it.
Yeah, I do. I've got the link and I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, cool.
I've just got one. There's many. This didn't make the news much.
I want to see it.
It's almost not in the news because something happened almost immediately after this. Almost immediately after this, I've got chat. Come on, chat. Almost immediately after this happened, that airplane went down by Malaysia, and nothing but that was on the news. If they wanted to talk about
the disappearing Malaysian plane.
I'm not saying it's connected, but for some reason, nothing was in the news. And you'd think about okay, it's in the chat. You'd think that something that has to be considered, should they evacuate Texas or not, should have been the top priority of the news instead of, did aliens steal MH? Whatever.
Nobody was paying attention to that, bro. Nobody.
I mean, unless you read like different types of news, you wouldn't have known.
Cause of New Mexico nuclear waste. I'm going to put this up.
WIPP. And if you don't believe me on the dates, look at the dates.
No, I'm not. It's right there in black and white. Oh, Los Angeles. Los Angeles Times, New York Times, they're almost the same, but they will report little things here and there, but this was August 23rd, 2014. Cause of New Mexico nuclear waste. Accident remains a mystery. It remains a mystery. But, okay, so they don't talk about the kitty litter in there? Did you read that? Because I'm really curious now.
No, I'll have to look for the kitty litter. I might have got that on the
worries,
site.
but this is the one you're talking about. I mean, and if we did further research and read for ourselves and chickadee checked ourselves before we wrecked ourselves and, questioned authority and its sources at every turn, we'd definitely find out that this stuff is freaking not as safe as it's being painted. This could be a global killer. Okay, here's the biggest problem, which a lot of people don't even realize, and I still have that up, by the way. I'm just putting it up so I can read through it later. I'm just going to leave the headline there.
What did we say the date was?
August 23rd, 2014.
Okay, the fire happened March 2014, but it didn't make the news. And I would assume that they had to have something ready for when it did make the news.
Like a disappearing Malaysian plane?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a weird one too. That was a weird one too. They said they had some scientists on there or something also. Or I heard some weird information about that. I can't remember. And it was just a real interesting coincidence that those people aren't around to prove that something was diabolically happening that they could have whistleblown for and they're gone or something with that plane. I just kind of remember that being the case with that plane. People were putting it on Facebook and Twitter at the time. Yeah, but this is really interesting.
And who knows how many days before the incident happened, before it made the news.
Cubic meters of transuranic waste. There are 3,706 cubic meters of transuranic waste at
Transuranic.
transuranic waste at Los Alamos, and that's in New Mexico, right?
Yeah.
Idaho National Laboratory. That's a lot. A cubic meters, fucking, that's a lot.
It is.
Jesus Christ! I mean, holy
Also-
mazzoli.
Also, this doesn't weigh as much as steel does. Steel is like steel is like an empty balloon compared to uranium.
Energy Secretary.
Uranium's way heavier than gold.
Is it really?
Oh yeah.
That's interesting. I did not know that. This is really interesting. Here's the thing that I'm really concerned about is when Trump takes office, what if he makes it to it? If they allow him to live, or a city that they might blow up just to take him out. Let's just say he is elected, right? What is his focus of energy? Is if it's coal, or after all this climate change crap that's been somewhat debunked, in my opinion, I'm really starting to just letting people know. I know what mass carbon dioxide looks like because it's heavy, and when you're in Los Angeles and this stuff lays on the ground, it's like a brown cloud that gets into this, and you can't breathe. I mean, I've been in, and it's not good. I mean, if you live in West Virginia, you live in Missouri, you live in Iowa, you're not going to ever see that cloud. But if you've seen that cloud on a very unwindy day, that cloud is dark and it's ominous, and it's just carbon dioxide. Now, I'm not saying my biggest thing with that is it's just unhealthy. There's other ways, right? We're learning now the creations of Tesla and static electricity. I mean, that's huge. Static electricity right now is an amazing source of electricity that's all around us all the time. All the time. Just on a dry day, just get in your socks and go rub your feet across the floor and then touch somebody.
There are ways to harvest some of it.
Yeah.
But what's best to do is to not concentrate on one technology. Say, okay, this can provide 3% of my power. Doing this can provide 5% of my power.
That's a good
and
point.
to use a whole bunch of different technologies. So harvesting static is pretty tough.
Yeah.
I've seen some really good attempts. Now, places where there's mountain ranges, wow, California has some mountain ranges, and it's got people nearby. You might be able to use it. I'm not saying I've got a complete plan for one, but I'm just saying, come out here, that's not going to work. Just windmills would work fine. And there's more windmills than the type to go like
windmill
this.
fan myself.
There's more than.
Go ahead.
There's other types, and we've just barely even started on different types, and there are different ways of getting energy, but we've been a slave to oil.
I know
We
for a
have
long
been
time. For a long
slave
time.
to oil, and it's prevented us from, like I said.
Yeah.
So we've been naturally looking at just a few types of very expensive, business-oriented ways of providing power. We
Right.
haven't been able to use a cluster of
Yeah.
different ways of getting power.
Trump said he likes hybrid vehicles. He says there's nothing wrong with a hybrid vehicle. I mean, if it's using some other form and also using gas, I think that's a great idea. As far as
Well,
energy, go ahead.
here, 70% of my power is from windmills.
Yeah, but
I have a hybrid car. I'm basically driving on 70% wind power.
yeah. Oh yeah, I
And
like the Chevy Bolt. That's a nice little car.
they're not available anymore.
What? Anyway, so that's
And I,
really.
hmm
Oh man,
So
that's a good little
there's
car. It
there's
looks like a
hardly any
spaceship.
left.
Looks like a spaceship. It's awesome.
But I mean, we've got a lot of people trying to get micronuclear in, and like I said, a well-designed nuclear plant is safer than coal. And a lot of people don't realize you don't burn coal without distributing uranium into the atmosphere. It's almost all coal seams contain uranium.
Interesting.
But you don't talk about the negatives of the stuff you want to sell.
Nah.
But so I like sorry, I got off track there.
No worries.
But there's lots of different types of energy. Um, and a lot of people hate Elon Musk. I mean, I realize everybody's got good parts and bad points.
Yeah.
But like what he
He's
said
the
about
DARPA king. I get it.
no, the other guys are worse.
Right.
They all have to be. There's no chance. You're dead if you're not.
What did
But
What did you say? You're dead if you're not in DARPA.
you're probably dead if you're not doing some deals with them.
Oh
So
yeah. No, I fully agree. People have no idea how powerful that entity is. It's that is it a corporation? I don't know if it's a corporation or is it a what is
Tesla?
no DARPA.
Oh no, DARPA's an agency.
It's a
Just
federal
one.
agency, or is it because the
Yes.
CDC is a for-profit corporation? People just
No,
don't know that.
DARPA is a government agency.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
there's DARPA. There's a bunch of others. I forgot the names of them all.
Yeah. There's a bunch. It's true.
So there's ones like
Space Force. Did you see the? Have you ever watched? You got to watch the series. I think it's on Paramount. I'm not sure.
I did watch Space.
Space
I
Force,
thought
the comedy, the sitcom, or whatever it is.
John Malkovich was excellent in it.
I know he was great. It was freaking
And
hilarious.
so, but his statement about wouldn't take much solar panels to go. Now there was something really stupid done just a few years ago, where somebody came out with the idea of solar roadways, and they were going to make the roads out of solar panels, which was an extremely stupid idea.
I don't know
Extremely
if that's
stupid
that
idea.
dumb.
No. Solar panels hate to get any kind of grit rubbed into them. What happens when you got a bunch of tires and California dirt, which is
yeah,
30% caliche,
yeah.
which is a sorry.
No, I think.
So what happened was
just
these,
laying. Just go ahead.
so California is at 30 degrees from the equator, right?
Uh-huh.
Panels need to be
North.
30 to 50 degrees tilted
Yeah.
they got to be tilted toward the sun.
Yeah.
You can't drive on a tilted road, and it's only the roads going east and west.
Well,
The proper thing to do is put the solar panels above the road. So, how many times have people had accidents because they're driving east or west into the sun, or depending on whether it's morning or evening, which way they're driving, have accidents because they can't see. They have accidents because there's stuff coming down from the sky falling up. Well, what happens if you have a canopy over the road and you have your solar panels above the road? So suddenly you
That
got your
would
power,
be brilliant.
and you've reduced how many people are getting killed or injured.
Yeah, you're protecting the road that you're driving on, it'd just be like a giant tunnel, but you could get out on the left or the right if you had to, because
But
nobody's gonna be going up. The problem
right,
I have with
so
windmills,
you can have
just
the
go ahead.
panels up on at angles
Yeah.
to get the sun proper,
Have you,
um,
yeah,
and you can have them distributed. You don't have to put them all in California. So solar panels do not work as well up here. They're
yeah,
probably
too high.
70% as effective
Because
as what they are down there.
you're too far up.
They still work.
Yeah,
They just don't work as well as California.
yeah,
So, we Iowa is 300 miles across. So is Missouri about.
yeah,
I mean, about the same size.
yeah,
300 miles of a 100-foot panel is almost just that road between St. Louis and Kansas City might be enough to power the state.
yeah. Did you?
And it's east and west. So you're making sure the truckers aren't driving into the sun.
Yeah, just the horizontal, the not longitude but latitude roadways would probably make more sense, of course.
Yeah.
Right? But then that powers a lot of things. I think that's a good idea. The problem with the solar, let me just step back a second. The problem I have with windmills is they cost a lot of money to make. If you've ever been to the bottom of a big windmill solar thing, you'll see dead birds galore.
Yeah.
Which I
That is
don't like.
that's why I like the type they were building in Spain. The type they were building in Spain, instead of rotating around like this, they rotate around like this. The birds hate them. I won't go near them. And
Yeah, they're
and
not going to run into them. Yeah,
there's many different formats that it can be in. For some reason, that's what got picked because it can go up high real quick.
yeah.
Uh,
You don't need
and
that.
so,
There's another one that some guy created. It's a giant funnel. I don't know if you've seen it, but it actually, because of the way it's formed, like a cone, it air just comes out the bottom of it fast. It's just a weird gravity
yeah,
thing. I'm not sure what that is, but it's brilliant.
but
There's tons of different ways to get energy out there. My my thinking is why don't we use, like you're saying, a bit of everything? Try these.
yeah,
There's this one where they're using the current of the ocean, not the current, but the waves. So what will happen is here's the let me take this down. Hold on. So what they're doing is they have this giant buoy on the wave, and as the wave comes, it brings it up and brings it down. And there's a chain that pulls. It just keeps turning this alternator, creating power just from the movement of the wave. There's just so many different ways to create power and electricity. But at the same
but it's
point,
different. It's different where you are. So,
yeah,
what strategy works in Iowa might not be the strategy that you want to use in California.
exactly.
It might be a completely different strategy that you use out in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Hawaii was just wonderful for making energy.
Hawaii's been a great source of all kinds of energy. There's wind, there's solar, there's
I was
everything.
actually considering going out there in May to go to an energy thing.
Well, I'm going out there in April, dude, for sure. I can't wait.
Yeah,
I'm,
it's late May. There's this energy thing, and I was thinking of going. I don't know. I
Sounds
don't know if I
cool.
want to spend the
All
money right
right.
now.
Well, I'll be in the ocean displacing water the whole time, or I'll be at a poolside bar having a Mai Tai. That's pretty much my plan.
Oh, what's Maui like right now? So
Oh,
it's in Maui in May, and it's on the opposite side of the island from
Lahaina?
Lanai or Lahaina.
From Lahaina?
So it's on Lahaina is like on the southwest.
Lahaina's on the southwest side, correct.
And the place I'm looking at going is on the north side of Maui.
Okay. All right. That's still nice. I mean, it's yeah. I mean, you're in Hawaii. I mean, you know, people complain that they live in the valley in Hawaii, but you're still a mile and a half away from the beach. You're just like, what the fuck are you complaining about?
They've never been to Iowa.
But in this, what I'm really concerned about is moving forward. What is it's because nuclear obviously is fucking still dangerous. I mean, we let's just admit that it's dangerous. There's a lot of waste. The waste itself is extremely dangerous. No, I'm not going to sleep between those beds. But we've got to find something that doesn't take up so many resources. It doesn't cost money to build, because some of these giant windmills, it takes it takes actual coal and petroleum to get these things together to build them. You know what I'm saying?
We're not going to have the option of petroleum much longer. But
it's not running out. People are saying it's running out. It's not running out. You're saying it's running out.
We keep finding more, and it keeps taking more to get it out of the ground.
Well, yeah.
But it's becoming cheaper in comparison to make it.
Well, that's the goal.
And we could make it. We're not going to make it until it's really expensive to pull out of ground. So, like right now, Iowa has enough materials to make all of the diesel that we need to run all of our trucks in perpetuity.
Yeah, corn. You guys got tons of corn.
No, manure.
Okay, that's even better.
Each cow puts out.
So keep the cows, not kill the cows, as Bill Gates wants to do.
Keeping the cows alive.
Because Bill Gates just said he wants to kill 70,000 cows. Wait, he wants to chop down 70,000 trees, and he wants to kill cows, and everybody has to eat bugs. No, this is real. This is what these people are fucking saying this shit. It's crazy.
So, you probably have it down there, right? So right now, a lot of people are done harvesting their corn.
Oh, yeah.
So right now, they're going out and they're collecting the stalks. And a lot of people don't realize the stalks is what most of the cows eat. We eat the corn. The cows will eat some of the corn cob as well.
Right.
But they eat the stalks. They go out and they collect up the stalks, and the cows eat it all year. If the cows aren't eating the stalks, then the vegans aren't going to have corn to make their stuff with.
Yeah, that is the interesting. What am I going to say? Yeah, that.
Yeah.
What's that word when you're? I can't believe I'm tired. By the way, my work.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, it's not a pariah. It's kind of like you're in a position of you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. But in regards to the cows, that's what people are saying on the right, and a few people on the left, and especially people that want to keep their cows in farms. They're saying, well, it's a vegan cow that turns, right? That turns it's a wonderful cycle. It's the circle of life. These cows are the circle of fucking life. They take the growth from the earth and then they turn it into protein, and then they turn it back, and then they shit it out or whatever, and it just keeps going. It's a beautiful circle of energy.
Now they're finding that if the cows don't go out and stomp the cornfields every few years, that the cornfields basically lose their ability to grow corn.
Because so they need that pressure, and we're talking when these things are out there, they're stepping thousands of times. So they're actually churning the soil, in a sense. Yeah.
Well, they're not only churning it, they're making the soil. So they're pooping on the soil,
making soil,
they're pushing it up,
eating soil.
As they're going around, they're clumping it up.
These assholes want to get rid of cows. Can you believe that?
But I'm not a cow expert. I'm just out here, and like right now,
you know more than I do. You've lived in Iowa all your life, right? You know how the farms
right now. There's brown air out here because this is when they go out and they spread it all on the fields.
Okay. Yeah. I
And
remember, yeah, we have that in California. There are some lands out there where they have farms, and if you drive through a certain section of California, when I lived out there, you could smell it, depending on which way the wind's going. It's there.
well, it depends on the day too. So like they save it up for a while,
Yeah.
and then after the harvest, they just go out. So I mean, like I was like behind 25 or I think 5,000 gallon trucks of cow manure,
How much?
slurry cow. So there's 5,000 gallons in a truck, and there was about 20 trucks.
Uh-huh.
And then as you drive by the field, they're out there. Some of them use manure cannons. Some of them use spreaders. And it's just
What's a manure cannon? What is that?
boom, and about a 500-pound blob goes flying through the air.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not.
That really happens?
One time, when they were new, this was like 30 years ago, when they were first started using them.
But they spread. Wait. Do they take the manure from the cows and collect it and redistribute it?
Yeah,
Is that a common practice of farming nowadays?
very common, depending on where you're at. So if you're in an area with a lot of livestock, they have to get rid of it somehow, so they put it out in the fields.
Holy mackerel.
So, but there was a day where it was really windy, and the manure cannons were bombing an interstate highway.
Oh my god.
They just
Can you
fill up a car.
imagine? Just freaking, you're driving down the freeway and you're like, what the blah, and then your car gets demolished and you're just like, what is this, the fucking shit meteor? What the hell is this? Shit meteors. All right, Jordan's just said, yo, mana brother, mana, I voted today in my town. I took time and voted. Heck yeah, we need to hold these election officials accountable. They seem a bit arrogant. Oh yeah, they do. Utah election was pushed back the 21st. Isn't that interesting? So that all I am requesting of people that are in the engineering and the fields that you're doing now is when you start to look at how we're going to survive, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever billions of people we have on the planet by now, who knows? And hopefully we find a Cinderella planet soon and we can get there. But Elon Musk's rockets keep blowing up. We need.
He'll probably blow up 3 more.
Well, he. It's good that it happens actually for him. Oh shit! There it is. Oh my god, dude.
And you thought I wasn't serious.
No, I knew. I thought you were serious. I was just saying. I can't believe that would really happen. How old is this picture?
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
That's probably less than. It's from 2016.
Yeah. Can you put that back up? I wanted.
Oh, sorry.
No worries.
Yeah,
I was going to take a better look at that shit cannon.
There's other ones. There's other ones.
I would like to launch that right now towards a specific big white luxurious building out.
They did this in
DC.
France. They did this in France. They were having a protest in France. They took their manure cannons.
Nice. Yeah,
I
because they were taking their farms and their land without any cause. It was like
It was either France or the Dutch.
or Netherlands. I think it was Netherlands, right?
But yes, that is
Yeah.
this is real, and this is just one. There's big ones too.
Oh, that is so crazy.
And look, it can go all the way across.
Wow,
So
that is
some
a
of these
lot,
fields
bro.
are a mile across. They've got about as much force as real military cannons.
Yeah, so this thing is going at least 50 to 100 yards easily. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty badass for poop to fly that far. Shit.
And you don't want to be at a picnic underneath
That is
that.
so awesome. Yeah, that would be something that so the Netherlands did it. I know they did all kinds of stuff. But that, hopefully we'll get to that point. But You know, if things get as bad as they are, from what I predicted, I think they're going to do whatever they can to stop Trump. They're going to create some craziness or something that's going to happen, that they're going to have to create martial law. Next thing you know.
Oh no, I don't think it'll be that at all.
What
I
do you
think they're
think
on the
it'll
right
be?
track.
What do you
I
think
think
it'll be?
I think it'll be something like pancreatic cancer.
Is that what you think, like a cancerous thing or something?
Yeah, I mean that's probably more likely what's going to happen.
They're going to create a cancer that's going to stop the voting?
Oh, I didn't say that somebody would create one. I just said that's the highest possibility.
Okay. Well, so pancreatic cancer, I'm not familiar with that form of cancer.
It's pretty bad. Not much hope.
You don't have pancreatic cancer, do you?
No.
Okay. I probably do. I don't know. I haven't been to the doctor in forever. But
I've lost like 6 or 7 family members to pancreatic cancer.
Well, who knows what they're going to do, but they did it in 2020. Right? Do you think that the flu that came in early 2020, let's not say the word, do you think that helped Biden and their process of rigging an election?
Definitely helped.
Definitely helped, yeah.
Definitely.
When we know the fact that
I don't think if Biden had to actually go out and meet the public, there's any way at all that he could have won. He only was able to win because he was able to stay in the basement.
Yeah, he was
only able to win because people had to listen to the news because they couldn't gather in public.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I recorded and I had on the show pretty much every one of his rallies, and I think there were like 3. Right, there wasn't a lot. He didn't travel the country at all, hardly. And then when the flu came around, he freaking went straight into his basement. It was crazy.
Yeah,
right?
I personally would like to see an immediate amendment that all public offices you have to retire at 72. We've had this.
You were saying 70. I said 72. I just like 72. Sorry, but I think 72 is a good number. Yeah.
You know, we had Reagan in office with dementia. We've had several other people from the past who acted like they were president. I think it was it Wilson or Harrison, whose wife did everything for him.
If you go back, there's a bunch of them.
And also Roosevelt in his 4th term, his wife basically took over for him.
Yeah.
I really think that the person who is running, so I want to see an immediate amendment that we no longer can have. I have nothing against elderly people, but we're humans. Our bodies age.
We're like right there anyway. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and we can't estimate what's going to go wrong and how much time it takes for it to go wrong. But we know the odds go up extremely every day for somebody that age. I also want to see an amendment where we do not let the party pick who the vice president is. The vice president is always a loser. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you don't have to apologize for that. That's a proven fact.
So Biden really shouldn't have ever been a president.
Yeah, or vice president, or anything for that matter. The guy's a lying sack of shit. That's why they picked him.
Well, no, the vice president's always picked, I swear,
I know.
so that the president won't get impeached because they don't want the other person.
They don't want they want the moron. It's like having, so if Kamala Harris doesn't do it, are you going to put John Fetterman in? That's kind of the same scenario. I mean, this is how fucked up this country is. Exactly, and we need help, and we can't. We're not, and don't wait for it to come. We got to go out and do things and make it happen. I was just reading a statistic that Dr. Shiva gave the other day. and I'm going to try to remember this. It was there were 200 million people on the streets since our nation from like from the late 1900s to 1970. There were, I think I mentioned this to you, or you saw it, maybe you can remember it, but fuck it, I have it up. But the difference is crazy. There were more people that, here it is, from about 1900, just before 1900, or more, to 1970, astounding 200 million people were out on the streets physically striking and protesting, with about 11,000 times. There were 11,000 strikes here, there, everywhere, right? People protesting. And all these people have been protesting, 99% people, working class, working poor, homeless, whatever, right? From 1970 on, there's been 900 strikes and only 2 million people that have striked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're just not doing anything. We're not as vivacious and as forceful as, people think that a tweet is going to fix it, right? So
We don't really have...
Not you and I, but or just this YouTube show is going to fucking fix everything.
But we don't have that many real jobs anymore. We really don't. So much of our stuff is still offshored. We don't bring it back. We're good. And there's...
NAFTA?
We don't have forever to bring
NAFTA?
it back. NAFTA and beyond, yeah.
Yeah.
People are talking about all this money is going to all of the companies that are providing weapons.
Yeah.
No, they're not buying American weapons. They're taking the money and they're buying stuff that's being outsourced from other countries.
Yeah, they're not just using it for weapons. Yeah, they're using it to take care of their infrastructures, all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
So, not right. Like I said before, our soldiers have to eat Japanese contaminated fish. And I'm like, what?
I know. Yeah, that's where we're at, dude.
We have a law that we have to buy Japanese rice from like the Fukushima area,
mm-hmm.
and it's illegal to test it for radiation.
Okay, wait a second. So knowing that this place is clearly, unequivocally pouring out millions of gallons to this day of radiant nuclear waste right outside in the Pacific Ocean, right off their coast, we're going to get the fish from them, and we're not allowed to test it as radiation poisoning?
I haven't heard of that part. I know that our soldiers have to eat that, but our school children have to eat the rice.
Jesus.
So
they're trying to kill us, man. This is that I don't know what to tell you, but they're, like I said, my conclusion is that there's they want to kill 2/3 of the population and hoard the rest for themselves. That's it. That's all. It's somewhat, in many different ways, it's been said in TED Talks with all these globalist people. It's been said by Bill Gates. It's in certain areas, and I'm a member of the World Economic Forum mailing list, because I did that in 2020 once I heard about them. I want to know what fucking making these people tick. So I get their information all the time. They talk about corporate governance. They talk about depopulation. They talk about how bad cows are. They talk about eating bugs. They talk about you'll own nothing and like it. This is their goal. The Democrats, I call now, because they're just really fucked up people lately. That's my new term for them. They had not the voters. The voters just naive. They don't really know what the fuck's going on. But the people that are in bed or connected to the hip of the World Economic Forum, BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, Fidelity, J.P. Morgan, all these just Epsilon type places. They're all in with this great reset, this new world order shit, the central bank digital currency shit. the digital IG crap and all this other stuff. And that's where a lot of people are drawing the line. That's where I know a lot of Republicans are drawing the line. You know, they don't want to see this. They don't want to see this globalist. I call them the Pedo Predator Class because there's a bunch of sick fuckers. They're drawing the line because they don't want these unelected officials to continue to influence and direct and create policy anymore. Like especially fucking Bill Gates. Go ahead.
Yeah. Also, if they go to the digital currency, it makes using MMT impossible.
Yeah.
So, by the reason MMT works is we have a large company, large amount of resources. We can say what our value of our money is, and how we handle the money internally doesn't matter as much.
Right.
But once we go to digital currency and we're locked to our value at country to country, one country can't use MMT to get out of it. And this happened, I can't remember if it was 80s or 90s, when the small European countries all locked their currency to European Union. They no longer could float their own money and get their own resources done. Mm-hmm. And they ended up having to sell parts of their country or operations to the wealthier countries.
But isn't MMT dependent on the Federal Reserve?
No.
It doesn't have to be?
Well, it could work off of a national system.
Okay, so it doesn't have to be
really,
connected.
what really matters is that it's working within one enclosed system.
Yeah.
So the source of the money doesn't matter as long as there is a source. Personally, I'd like to see something that's responsible to the Congress. Although I'm not saying right now I trust Congress that much.
Nobody.
But I'd rather trust Congress more than a bunch of wealthy businessmen making decisions on where they want the money to go today.
Right. I forgot what MMT means. Monetary theory.
Modern monetary theory.
Modern monetary theory. So the problem I have with MMT is the biggest pusher of MMT is a lady, and I forgot her name. It'll come to me. I'll just look it up. I'm just so tired. I get like 3 hours of sleep.
I've been up since 5.
Yeah. I'm actually leaving that place because I'm going to start doing insurance, by the way. Which I think is, yeah. Because I had my health and life license. I didn't really do much with it, so I'm getting it again. I'm going to start doing it and make a real, because I'm not a smoozer. Well, I'm kind of smoozer, but I think it's just a better route for me. Sitting in a shack counting trucks all day is just all night is just getting really old to me. I need to be out, making a sale. I like getting out there talking to people and stuff like that. And then I'm just going to look this up real quick. MMT.
Yeah, my brain's not that clear. I've been up since 5.
Yeah. Oh, I've just did 12. I just did 4 12-hour shifts.
Oh, that's impossible.
I did that the week before. I mean, if things are working out the way I have planned right now, I may not be there soon. Like within a bit. But I'm going to tell you, it's just that time. I still got some health. I still got some energy. I still got some fire. If I can put in at least another 8 to 10 years, just go for it, right? So when I'm 60 to just 3 to 5 years. If I just put serious 3 to 5 years into something that's just fucking, is decided by my energy, then I might be able to retire well. You see what I'm saying? That's because, living off of Social Security isn't going to work. We don't even know if it's going to be there with these fucking people. And we don't even know if the United States is going to be here fucking for the next couple of years. Honestly, it's getting that bad.
Yeah. Gonna have to read the news every morning and see if we still have a country.
The what?
It's more like I get up every morning read the news to see if somebody did something stupid that we still have a country.
Yeah. No, it's Westminster. I'm trying to get this Neo Kashari, MMT. God, what the hell was her name? Modern monetary. Okay, that's it. Monetary theory spokesperson. Right. Warren Mosler. There was somebody else. Here she is, right here. Stephanie Kelton.
Yep, that's her.
Okay, Stephanie Kelton. Are you ready? She is a young globalist. She's seriously connected to the World Economic Forum. And when I found that out, because I like MMT, the problem was it's government ran, right? It's like we can't. If the people had control of MMT, I think would be fine. And but when you have, look, right now the government, in my professional opinion, has become an enemy of this of the country. Chip Roy said this the other day, and that guy's, says a lot of shit. But he said, what has the Republican Party done for anybody right now? He just said this like a day ago, 2 days ago. I want to know what you guys have done for the poor, for the working poor, for what have you guys passed that's helped them? Anything? Anybody in jail yet? Anything happening? He's just flipping out. Loud. He was fucking loud. And I get it. There's nothing there's something going on with this duopoly, and that's why Tucker Carlson got ousted, because he brought up the word duopoly. And he started talking about the establishment. He started talking about the Democrats and the right piglikins and how they work to fucking together. And Chip Roy's making a good point. But in regards to MMT, who runs it? That's the concern I have. Who's in charge of it? I think it's helpful, because here's what's going to happen in 30 years. It's either we're going to go full mechanical robot to do everything, and I'm saying everything, in 20 or 30 years from now, or we're going to go back to a labor force of people and start doing that. Because what you're seeing now at Walmart, there's one register open when I get off at work. One register when I get off at work in a Walmart, and everybody else, and it's that early, it's like 6:30 in the morning, but there's 10 of these self-serve registers open, and there's like 8 or 6 people and like a couple of people in this little line waiting for those. And this is going to continue, and this is going to happen, and people are, I just, look, if you want to sit at home and just be spoon-fed all your life, and if you've seen the movie WALL-E, have you seen the movie WALL-E?
No.
You never seen the movie WALL-E?
No.
Okay. Have you ever seen
Guess I'll have to watch it.
Have you ever seen any Pixar movies? Pixar?
I have.
Okay.
Seen a couple of them.
The new one is pretty cool with Buzz Lightyear one. The new Buzz. Anyway, but watch WALL-E, dude. Watch WALL-E. It's brilliant, because what it shows is this future where, of course, the planet's fucked up. We eat it up. So the spaceship is like a big cruise liner, and they send a bunch of them out, and this one goes out into space, and then it's supposed to come back, and then finally comes back. But the people that were on the ship were so used to being catered and taken care of by all these robots, they all got fucking huge. I'm fat, but we're talking, just tremendously huge. In fact, where they couldn't even move. They could barely move their limbs. They could barely move their bodies. Their bone density was so terrible and gone and wrong. Yeah, it was bad. So this is we have to make a decision. Are we going the Skynet route, You know, the term, or I mean, really, I mean, are we going
No,
to keep on the?
I don't
What do you
I
want
don't
to?
see it
What do you think?
happening. No, I think we would be culled. I
By them?
don't think they if we're not producing, I don't think that they will keep finding a way for us to live. I don't think that they will start providing income for us, food for us,
No, they want
if
us to
we're not
die anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the goal. I
that's
mean,
what I mean.
yeah, yeah.
So
The great culling is happening now. It started in, it started a long time ago. If you watch, I mean, I was just watching. Let me see if I can pull this up. I was, yeah, you're totally absolutely correct, by the way. And the great culling is happening, and it's really sad because it's pretty freaking obvious that they have
well,
these. Go ahead.
in the COVID or the whatever that thing that it hit us was, uh, who died?
I don't know this.
The people most
You're
likely.
gonna get me pulled, dude.
Oh,
I'm telling
I
you
won't
right
say
now.
it then. I won't say it then.
Don't you say that if you said two words together, which is the D word and the C word. You
I
can't say
probably already
that.
got you done.
Yeah, no, seriously. That's what, and then that sends the sentinels to me, and I'm screwed. But what I'm going to show you guys here is, yeah, no, I know more about that thing than most people on the planet. You know a lot about engineering. I've been studying that whole fluid thing since day one. But the biggest thing is these people. There's people all over throughout TikTok and now on Instagram and Facebook. They're doing these little shorts about everything that's been in our food and what's in European food, what's in other countries' food. There are so many chemicals, so many additives, preservatives, and all this other shit that's in our food that they claim is to protect us when we're finding out it's not. That's the problem. It's not. And and like you say, and I've said, and we've all said, because I think we've been saying this before even 2020. Yeah, we were talking about this, I don't know, 2018, 2019, that a healthy person does not make big pharma money. It doesn't make big hospital money. It
We better
doesn't.
not get your channel pulled.
What? No,
We
no,
better
no,
not get your channel.
no. I won't. No, no, no. It's just there's just certain words you can say, but you can't say the C and the D in the same sentence. But it's okay. I think we're going to be fine. But here's the thing: I really, totally, and absolutely believe. Well, I know. I'm not going to say believe anymore because it's pretty obvious. Um, if your doctor that you've used all your life, right, Doctor Phil or Doctor Smith or whatever his name is, right? Most of them now, the first thing they do is you go there, you go over your symptoms and what's happening. The first thing, prescription. If it's that bad, you're going into the hospital. If it's that bad and you need some more help, we're going to send you to a psychologist. Big pharma, big hospital, big psychologists. These are big industries. They make a lot of money off of people, right? But that's kind of going away. And right now they're really doing they're just trying to get rid of people because their end goal, and it's kind of apparent, people are kind of seeing it now, is to kill, as many people on this planet as possible. Because you can't, it's hard to control 8 billion, but you can control a billion, maybe 2 billion a lot better. You control, 8 billion. Get rid of 6 billion, you can easily control fucking the other two. But this is where, no, I know this sounds far-fetched, but this is where their brains are at. Because I'm a billionaire, it doesn't look it. This is just a facade behind me. I actually have 40 yachts, all of 120 feet. I have hotels all over the place. I have fucking condos wherever I want. I have servants everywhere. I'm a fucking bazillionaire. I'm worth 20, 300, whatever, billions of dollars. And guess what? I don't need you anymore. I don't need your labor. I don't need your comments. I don't need your news channels. I don't need you. And this is what these people are thinking. They don't need us anymore. This is where this is going. This is where this is going. Oh, somebody else, SFT, it's holy hell getting you up on my devices. Your combo couch royalty. Oh, thank you. Royalty. Yep, I've been looking at crickets, ET for feeding aquaria, no prophecy. Yeah, I gotta say, it's pretty nuts. In regards to when you realize what their real agenda is, this is called the end game, right? And sadly, Snark, this is the thing with me, and I'm gonna get going pretty soon. By the way,
Yeah, I'm just tired.
yeah, me too. Because I'm fucking tired as hell. But the thing is, with the stuff that I've been talking about, if you go back and look at some of my older videos, right, and just go to Odyssey, and you'll see it. Some of those were some of those videos on Odyssey. You'll notice that it actually happened, that it actually came to fruition. Those were spoiler alerts, right? That just by me, the simple guy that, professional jack of all trades, master of absolutely nothing, kind of just guessed it and guessed it right? And sadly, it's coming, and people are not really, from what I can feel and tell, I don't think they see the urgency like I do. That's why I created stopthewef.org and fthewf.org, whatever, DLA Liberty, all goes to the same place. Because people need to get out on the streets. People need to start protests. People need to say, no more of the WHO, no more of, you can say that, by the way, no more of the WF, you can say that, by the way, okay? But you just can't say the D word and the C word in the same sentence. But now you know. What's a good word? Like, etc. Yeah, we should sponsor a MDR2 for GI specialty for bug burgers. Oh my God. What they want to do and what they've been trying to do and what they're doing now is, I keep hearing about these tribunals. As tribunals come in, there's a tribunal, they're going to take this person off, that person. It's not going to happen. We got to do it ourselves. Anyway, thank you for coming on, SFT. Good to have you, Jordan. Good to see you, Cheryl. Thank you. Aloha. I'm tired. I'll be on tomorrow when I get some rest. I'm starting my new stuff tomorrow with the new position I'm doing. It's going to be pretty cool. Aloha. Snark, thank you for being here, bro. Good talk. Good talk. All right. But I'm a little concerned about MMT, and I don't really have a problem with oil right now because, there's reason. Aloha. Bye-bye. Take care. Good talking with you, bro. Seriously. Bye.